Welcome back to Third Street Reactions. I'm Zach.
I'm Shane.
We're back with BoJack, Season 1, Episode whatever, after the last one.
Yeah.
Remember what happened?
Well, I do remember they were trying to make a movie.
Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah. And the turtle.
And the J.K. Simmons, yeah.
Yeah.
And he went in there for a bagel. It took him the whole fucking episode to get in there for the snack.
Yeah.
And then he came back. And Jesse's movie ideas with Tarantino distilled over time into a gift basket.
Yeah, and he completely changed the movie, and BoJack was supposed to be the center of it.
Yeah, and they took it away from him and gave it over.
And he's got beef with Jesse. What not Jesse? What's his name in this?
Todd.
He's got beef with Todd. But, you know, the funny thing is he dicked over Todd, and Todd wasn't
trying to dick him over.
Yeah. So, you know, that was pretty... It wasn't my favorite episode.
What's her name was in it? That was in Eastern Promises.
Oh, no, Naomi Watts.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and she falls in love with the character that he is playing.
Yeah. Well, no, she's portraying herself as Diane.
Yeah.
And as Diane, she falls for BoJack. But then
because BoJack is playing
she leaves the character...
Mr.
Peanut Butter.
Peanut Butter, yeah.
But when she leaves the character, she's like, no, I'm not actually interested in you.
Yeah, but she was like method acting so hard at first that she did feel those feelings.
Yeah,
she
really got into it.
Yeah, and yeah, I really love Naomi Watts. She's great in things I've seen her in. I used to have a crush on her too.
That's one of the only films I really recall seeing her in.
She's in the ring. She's in the ring.
Oh yeah,
and she's in the well and her nipples are hard and puffing through the shirt. I'll never forget that. 8th grade when I saw that.
Well, I mean, she was beautiful in Eastern Promises.
Yeah.
You don't get the hard nipples.
Yeah.
But I just think she's a pretty woman.
Other than that, it wasn't my favorite one, but, you know, we're still in the first season here. It's definitely dealing with some heavy stuff.
I heard people commenting saying that we're past this episode, now we can...
Yeah.
Not this episode. The last episode that we actually posted.
Yeah.
So maybe not this episode. I don't know.
Yeah, so I just know the first season in general was hit and miss, but... You know, I'm excited. I really like some of the heavy stuff it's given us. I enjoy the humor, so I enjoy Will Arnett. So yeah, I'm into it. Let's go. Spaghetti Western music.
Oh yeah.
Okay, how about this one? BoJack swallowed a dozen pastries in the time it took the caterer to unwrap a fruit tray. When she asked where the pastries had gone,
forgot about that.
BoJack, when people find out that someone like you, who seems larger than life, is actually just as wounded and vulnerable as they are, it makes them feel less lonely.
Ugh, no. Maybe that's what flawed, sad fatties want from other celebrities, but for BoJack Horseman...
You're so wrong.
Actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, I think that you're so wrong!
Listen, we all agree.
No! Okay, what if I told you that I could have a new book for you by then?
What?
Yeah, a better one. Better stories, better told by me, straight from the horse's mouth.
Okay, I know you're upset.
I'm not upset. I'm just sick of nerd girls like you beating up on stars like me. It's pathetic. I'm sorry.
Damn.
No one wanted to date you in high school, Diane, but I don't see why I have to suffer just because you were never especially pretty or interesting.
Dude.
You really let me down.
That was a jerk
You
thing
really
to say.
let me down. I apologize for her outbursts.
So, you really think you could write a better book by Friday?
Damn right I can, so you can throw this turd of a book in the garbage.
Rewriting the book, Bozo. Diane's version is great. You're gonna lose gems like this one? I am.
Jesus.
Her loyalty must come from a deep-rooted faith that she's talented enough to sustain the career of a man society perceives as a joke.
Yeah, I would say that I'm not such a fan of that one.
Look, all publicity is good publicity. That guy who killed
Ha! No. There you are, Verdana. Thought you could hide at the end of the alphabet, did you? Oh, Comic Sans, you drunk. Go home.
BoJack often felt the need to impress me with material items.
You can see from the teeny tiny brushstrokes that this is very expensive. The colors, this one they don't even have a name for. That's how exclusive it is. I can't afford to be distracted. Don't distract me.
Fine.
Ugh, Jesus, Todd, read louder much.
Sorry.
What the? Come on! Seriously? You cannot be serious. God, why are you keeping me from writing? My parents loved me so much, it was crazy. I remember one Sunday afternoon.
That's my dad types.
My mother said, "Your father and I want to spend quality family time together. All the kids in school envy your intelligence." Nice writing, Shakespeare. What did I do? Focus. To do drugs too. Work it. Sarah Lynn, I know things got kind of out of hand last time when I tried to make you stop doing drugs. So I just want to thank you for coming over this time to give me drugs.
Well, you can't go wrong with Doctor Who's drugs. They're from another
I can't stand that voice. Maybe it's Sweet Girl.
Oh, yes.
I know.
These are what it gives.
Oh, it's Who, Doctor Who.
That's right. Doctor Who, Dr. Alan Who.
No, but I thought it was Who, like Doctor Who. No, not H-U, but Who, like, hello, who is it?
I don't know. Who is it? I'm sorry, is this a joke? Is he telling a joke?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Doctor Who.
Yes?
No. Yes, thank you, Doctor Who.
Yes?
I saw the one where she goes to the Wild West. The Cheyenne called her medicine woman.
What? No, that's Dr. Quinn.
I most certainly am not.
We got a book to write.
Yeah. God, this is so good. Oh, this is gonna be awesome. Yes. So tired.
Okay, Todd, how is it going with the heartwarming anecdotes? Great. Sarah Lynn, how's it coming with the horsing around ears?
Almost done with the story where Hulk Hogan guest starred and told us to say no to drugs.
Great. Keep typing, monkeys. If only Hulk Hogan could see us now, right?
That was like 4 hours ago.
Oh, right. How we doing now?
Just about to send.
Nice.
No.
I got it. Did you guys switch clothes? What?
Your idea for the ending.
Oh, what'd I say?
About Maine. About how you end up in Maine.
I like the part where you swim in a lake in the summers.
One last swim. I know I can't make it back to shore. I'm too weak, too tired. So I just let the water take me under. Yeesh. Downer ending.
I don't want to drown.
I wouldn't want to drown either.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to, like, finish the book, then you would have to, like, die tonight.
Oh, I know. I should murder you. Think about it. If the little girl you raised on television killed you in real life, people would eat that shit up.
I love it. It's perfect. We'll sell so many books.
Kill BoJack!
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this is the craziest thing ever.
Okay, so what did we learn?
Wait. Is that just your gun-shaped lighter or your lighter-shaped gun?
Busted. It's just a lighter. Ah! Shit, I guess it's my gun. What did I do with my lighter? Wait, am I holding a gun? Todd, are you holding a gun or a broom?
This is like a Rick and
Just have
Morty.
to shoot them at each other at the same time to find out. Okay. Oh, can I just say, Todd, I need you to listen. We're shooting each other to determine whether we're holding guns or brooms, right? Not because you're still mad about the whole me sabotaging you with the rock opera in your live stream and such.
BoJack, shh. Okay, Boj, quiet. As you know, I was hurt. But then I realized that's just how you are. You know, maybe I just need to stop expecting you to be a good person so that way I won't get hurt when you're not.
Oh, okay. You know, if we all had guns, then no one would need a gun, and we would all be safe. Oh my God. I think we just solved the gun crisis in America.
Let them eat guns!
Bang, bang, pow, pow, yeah, whoa, whoa.
Let's celebrate! I'm taking more drugs.
Now we just have to solve the drug crisis in America.
Easy. We'll take them all.
BoJack? Hey, sorry, you okay?
Listen, I've thought about it.
Yeah, and I want to help write a book we can both be proud of.
Oh my God. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, wow! Ooh.
Are you okay?
Oh no! Not this again!
Ah,
Akira
what
shit.
is happening?
I ate too many pancakes!
And the thing.
Oh,
And
shit.
it.
I'm still tripping.
This is
a fucking episode, isn't it?
It really is.
I'm Mr. Peanut. Oh my god!
Line is, this is all I am, and all I'll ever be.
This is all I am and all I'll ever be.
You can say that again, old man.
Go out there.
I can't.
Can't? Lives in a house on Won't Street. You will not embarrass me in front of the entire supper club. I told them
You were going to sing the lollipop song.
you go out there and you do the only thing you're good for, which is singing the goddamn lollipop song.
I recognize her voice.
You can't force love, you blockhead. All you can do is be good to the people in your life and keep your heart open.
I screwed it all up. It's too late for me, isn't it?
I don't know. I'm just a crazy drug hallucination. I'll say whatever you want me to.
Then tell me it's not too late.
Well, it's not too late. It's never too late.
Yeah, that's right.
It's never too late to be the person you want to be.
Or we could do the opposite of that. Because I'm pregnant.
What? That's amazing.
Yeah, and I'm 80% sure it's yours.
Yeah, the first one.
Is it weird that I want to make love to you right now? Oh, I think someone's awake.
Dada coming? Dada coming?
Yes, Scooby girl, Dada's coming. I'm gonna eat your finger. Yum 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 yum. She grew up so fast.
I don't like that he drives a motorcycle.
Honey, a Vespa is not a motorcycle.
Okay.
What are you thinking about?
Well, just how nice things could have been if you had chosen this life.
That sucks.
Any questions at all for our panel of ghostwriters?
Yeah, I have a question for Tori Spelling.
Yeah, I got a question.
Oh, thank God.
We can publish the book you wrote. You're obviously a better writer than I am. I just hated reading that book because I hated feeling like that's how you saw me. Because I guess you know me better than anybody. I guess my question is, do you think it's too late for me?
What?
I mean, am I just doomed? I know that I can be selfish and narcissistic and self-destructive, but underneath all that, deep down, I'm a good person, and I need you to tell me that I'm good. Diane? Tell me, please, Diane, tell me that I'm good.
A fucking walrus, man.
It's a hell of a walrus.
Hey, aren't you the horse from Horsing Around?
That was our reaction. Now. What do you think?
Yeah, I thought it was really good. For me, it didn't start out strong. I thought it was more like it was kind of
the trippy shit.
Yeah,
really reminded me of Rat Fink's Suicide Tanks. No, yeah, Cannibal Girls, which is a White Zombie song that was in Beavis and Butthead Do America, and that whole sequence when they're in the desert and they drink from the cactus.
Yeah,
they eat the cactus plants.
Yeah,
and they fucking trip out.
Yeah.
And they meet their dads and shit, and they just...
It reminded me of that as well. Yeah.
So, when it really got to the point of... Most of it was kind of like, what the fuck is going on? But then when he was hanging off Mr. Peanut Butter's V-neck...
Yeah.
That was it for me.
I
enjoyed the rest of it after that.
Yeah.
Because that was pretty funny.
Yeah, but it got really deep. And I think the way it takes you the emotions of... You're tripping out with them because you're wondering what the fuck's going on. If it went on any longer, I would have been like, this is fucked up.
If the whole episode was like that...
Yeah,
I wouldn't have enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Unless they really, really got deep and really got into the crazy, Rat Fink, Suicide Tanks, Cannibal Girls shit.
Yeah.
They would have been White Zombie level shit. I would have liked it. But...
Yeah, or if it became funny, because it wasn't funny to me until that Mr. Peanut Butter thing.
Yeah. And it wasn't. It was just kind of like, well, I'm trying to find things I like or enjoy. But then when it got to that, it was...
And then, just like people in the comments have said, it got really deep. It got me a little emotional.
Well, you remember him trying to burn the script?
Yeah.
It reminded me of the time that I burnt that girl's shoe at the 3rd Street house.
Oh, yeah.
You remember that?
Did it take you longer, though?
What?
Well, I remember you did that, but were you...
I dumped lighter fluid on it, then I lit it on fire.
Oh, okay.
But what happened was this girl and a guy were banging in my fucking room.
Okay.
I don't know where I was, and I got there.
Yeah.
Or maybe I was just at the party, and they had gone up there to take the room.
Yeah.
I'm not sure they got to the point of banging, but they went in there to do it.
Yeah.
And I came in there and ran them out.
Yeah.
I saw who she was.
Yeah.
And I found her shoes. And I lit one on fire and lit my cigar with it. She was actually a cute girl. She was pretty.
Yeah.
How could I remember her? Because I remember going to her house when I was seeing another girl.
Yeah.
And that's how I knew her when from the party.
Okay.
But either way.
Well,
burned her shoe, lit a cigar with it. It was fun.
I do remember the shoe burning thing, for sure.
Yeah.
But,
don't bang in my room.
No, that's not a good idea.
Way to die. Well, he said he wants to just let himself go in the lake, drowning.
Yeah, that's not how I want to go.
We've had this conversation before about ways to die. If you had to pick a horrible way to die or a painful way to die, because you're like, oh, just peacefully in my sleep with my friends and family around me. No, you can't get that shit. You can't have it.
Well, I mean, if
maybe that's how you actually go in real life. I mean,
there's a 75% chance you're going to die of heart disease, cancer, or there's a third thing.
A stroke.
I think that would be a part of the cardiovascular sickness. I think
it doesn't be a vascular sickness. Yeah. A little clog in the drain there.
Yeah, just take care of yourself, I guess. Yeah. I don't want to drown. I don't have that talk again, but I don't want to drown.
Drowning would be a bad way to go.
Yeah. The deer chick, what's her name? The one from Maine?
I don't remember. She went to Maine. She wasn't originally from Maine.
Yeah, she went to Maine. They were like childhood friends growing up in the business.
No, she was just seeing, what's his name?
Yeah, I guess they were childhood. They were in their 20s. Initially, he had an ending where he went to Maine, and he ended up there.
Yeah. And had the kid.
Yeah, Harper. So that I did feel pretty bad for him.
It's an interesting girl's name, Harper.
That is interesting, yeah.
Reminds me of Harper's Ferry. Civil War history there.
Okay.
Pre-Civil War, but building up. It was the John Brown raid.
Yeah.
Harper's Ferry.
Okay. I don't know. No, you ask, is it too late? Yeah, that's a good question. I think a lot of people ask themselves that. I think when you're older,
I really don't anymore.
What's that?
I really don't ask myself that anymore. It's accepted as a given.
Well, I think you're wrong. I don't think it's normally ever too late for people to change things. So you literally think it's too late for someone who's your age to
I think the code is there, and it's like trying to rewrite the code at this point.
I guess it's a pessimistic way of looking at it, I think.
I think it's a realistic, maybe fatalistic way.
It's fatalistic. It's not realistic.
How do you know?
Because there's people who are
reality for me.
Because there are people
that's their reality, not mine. That's reality subjective.
That's a pessimistic thing to say. Oh, that's what we're all different, and therefore it won't work for you and it'll work for me.
Yeah,
it's a pessimistic thing to say.
No, because the same thing doesn't work for everybody unless you're a communist.
Well, I'm not one of those. I'll tell you that. So you're right.
But the perfect version of himself that he sees with the deer chick and Harper.
Yeah, and Vespa kid. Yeah.
The Vespa thing, if I'm going to take a side step here for a second,
yeah,
reminded me of a Disney movie or a DreamWorks movie that I watched with my kids called Luca.
Okay.
And it's about these sea monsters that when they go on to land... When they go on to land, they turn into people, like real people.
Okay.
But if they get wet, they turn back.
Okay.
And their goal, they see this thing in a magazine called a Vespa, which is like a scooter, I guess.
Yeah.
And their whole goal through that is these two young little kids, probably roughly around 11, 12, 13 years old.
Yeah.
That they just want to get a Vespa. Vespa will make their life, it'll give them freedom.
Yeah.
And from the shittiness of their lives,
yeah,
right to the wide open roads. And that's the whole thing, is about a Vespa. And there's a shitty little guy that drives.
Makes me think of Mobius a little bit.
Yeah, with the jet skis.
With the jet ski.
I guess that's a lot of... It's coming full circle here. A lot of Owen Wilson talk.
Yeah.
So...
Well, it's a representation of youth, even though when I was 11 and 12, I don't think I felt that way. But I was like 15, 16. Like when you got your license, it's like freedom. Yeah. And it's like the greatest thing.
I never saw myself having something, though, that would... Like, when I get this, everything's going to be all right.
I felt like when you got your license, we all felt that way.
Well, it was nice to be free.
Yeah.
But I didn't feel like, like the Vespa thing.
Yeah.
Or something like that people have these, idealistic visions of the future.
Yeah.
But the perfect version of yourself, that really made me think about how everyone sees themselves a certain way.
Yeah.
And there's always different versions of yourself, the kind of version that you see, the kind of version that people at work see, the kind of version that your family sees.
Yeah.
How some people say they're always the same in all aspects, and some people are.
Mhm.
Some people live very simply. I admire them for it.
Yeah.
But BoJack is kind of the same.
Yeah, he is.
But how he sees himself and what the perfect version of himself would be be a guy that can really maintain himself in a relationship and be there for somebody.
Taking care of a kid and being what seemed like to be a pretty good father.
Yeah.
No, I felt for him a little bit. Yeah, I mean.
Well, it just makes me think of how people are.
Yeah.
And how they have this idea of the ideal version of your life.
Yeah.
And then the life you're living. And you tell yourself on a daily basis that that's the point you'll get to. Like those decisions you make little by little.
Yeah.
That's what you're trying to attain.
I mean, I think there's obviously probably a small percentage of people who have kind of the tenacity or the will to take the reins and take control of their life. I think they have a lot more control over their life than obviously most of the population can even accept.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And those usually people are the winners. But, in BoJack's situation, he had a great opportunity. And, it's just kind of one of those stories where he was this actor who was big on TV and didn't transition into anything after that, and got into drugs and had a string of bad relationships. Mm-hmm. And it was unfortunate when we saw that, I guess that flash sideways where he's like, oh, this is the life he could have lived. It was sad.
Well, it was very sad. It was at the end where he basically just admits defeat. Like, I don't care what they think about me anymore. Just publish the book. But what mattered to me the most was what you thought.
Yeah.
And
because she obviously knows him more than anyone because of that, and he obviously likes her. Mm-hmm. He wants her to like him. He wants her to think that he's a good person.
Yeah.
And if she believes that he can change and he can be better, then I think he could believe it.
Yeah.
But in the end, she couldn't say anything.
And he can't believe it for himself.
And it was just very sad. It was really gut wrenching. I'm surprised the episode made me feel that way. It was really great.
Yeah.
So it just.
I definitely think there are certain aspects of a person at a certain point that are set in stone, but you can change habits and routines, but it doesn't change you ultimately, completely, the way people imagine themselves changing. So I think you're going to make a lot of very similar decisions, at least some decisions that are, at the very least, a shadow of decisions you've made before. There'll be some reflection there.
Yeah, they say to change someone a certain percentage, which is a large percentage. I can't remember what it is. Something dramatic or traumatic normally happens.
It has to be really.
So, like, if you're a piece of shit and take advantage of people and your family gets killed,
yeah,
or if they get killed because of you,
yeah,
then I can imagine that person changing quite a bit.
Absolutely, something would change inside the mechanisms, everything that makes you tick,
or something like that. And I think that's probably pretty true for most people. I think most people don't experience something that can change them profoundly. And I think a very small percentage of those people have to have if they want something in their life and they want something better for themselves and they need change to do it, I think most people can.
Can or can't?
I think most people won't. I think most people could.
Yeah.
But I think people have the capacity to. But I think most people will choose not to, or they don't know how to, or they're dreamers and they don't take action. And in BoJack's case, it seems like at this point in the show, he's it showed us he's dreaming about what could be or what could have been. I think Diane's gonna, if something happens to BoJack and he changes, I think Diane will be a part of that.
Yeah.
But I know there's multiple seasons.
Just the image of himself that he would see through her eyes.
Yeah. So one thing that she talked about was, and this is obviously pretty true, because I'm reading some books now. One thing I loved about Michael Jordan's The Last Dance was these like superhuman athletes that were flawed in some kind of way. Mm-hmm. It's one of those.
Well, there've been plenty. Yeah,
and it's one of those flaws. Sometimes it's those flaws that, like that obsessive, superhuman, competitive, like competitively flawed. Mm-hmm. Is what people have called him. But it's what also has made him great. But then his personal life suffers. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I always think that's interesting. I think Diane kind of hit it on the head there. I know you haven't seen The Tiger King. It's one of the craziest, best documentaries I've ever watched. Mm-hmm. and it's there's some flawed people.
Yeah,
and BoJack is obviously wrong. I think it's cool to like. There's like guys who I've who I've looked at and go, okay, that they would be a great mentor. Like this guy has his shit together, and I've listened to their podcasts because they're smart and they got more life experience than me, and they don't. They definitely admit to their flaws. You know what I mean? I listened to this guy named Jocko. He was one of the most decorated Navy SEALs. He talked about when he got all these people killed. It was on his watch.
Yeah.
But for the most part, he's got his shit together. I admire the guy. But
well, it's like anytime they're in battle or warfare. I mean, my understanding of it, I've never been in it.
Yeah,
is that that shit can happen.
Yeah, it can
and
happen.
It's not always in your complete control.
Well, that's the thing. Like when he told the story, I don't think it was.
Yeah,
but
when
his superiors,
he's able to take responsibility,
exactly,
and assume responsibility for it, and that's his job, and that's his duty.
Because his superiors came and
mindset.
said, "Who's in charge here?" He said, "I was, sir." They tell him what happened, and they said, "Whose fault was it? Whose fault was it?" All his guys under him said, "It's my fault. I didn't make sure these guys, were understanding the situation." This guy's, "No, it was my fault. I didn't." I think there was a weapon malfunction, so I didn't check all the weapons. He said, "No, guys, I'm in charge. It's my fault."
Yeah.
So he's able to take ownership.
Mm-hmm. Just like
and those guys
Hopper in A Bug's Life.
Yes. So those guys are cool to look up to.
Everything is your fault.
Those guys are great to look up to. But in terms of a compelling drama, if you're making a book, I like a guy who's great and falls, or a guy who's flawed. In BoJack's case, there's not a lot to him as the viewers. Guy didn't watch horsing around. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
I just see like a flaw. I just see like the flawed version of him.
Well, peculiarities make great characters.
Yeah.
So I've talked about Ulysses Grant before. Like that. He's kind of a superstitious guy. He fucking would not take a backward step. He's like, that was kind of his motto, never a backward step.
Yeah.
If he marched to the wrong fucking place, was going the wrong direction, he would keep going into the next town and then like go around a different way. He did not go back.
Yeah.
And that transitioned into his battle strategy and tactics.
Yeah.
He wouldn't just go back.
That's interesting. Yeah.
That's how he was.
Okay.
That was a really cool aspect of his facet of his personality.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so it mentioned Doctor Who, which I've watched. That has some great highs and some bad lows, but ultimately, I know it's a well-loved show, and it's got some really cool, interesting things in it. Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman. Do you ever watch that?
I saw it on TV, but I never actually watched
My
it.
Aunt Cheryl used to babysit me, and she used to watch it, and I used to watch it with her. I mean, I haven't seen it since.
I've seen clips.
Yeah.
Because it was, my mom may have watched it or something, I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
I definitely never got into it, because that's not Clint Eastwood on that screen when I was a kid.
Yeah.
So I didn't have nothing to do with it.
There's a part of Rush Hour 3 where there was a doctor there giving them drugs, and there was like some kind of misunderstanding about his name being you. Well, do you remember what it was?
I can remember it, but I don't remember it.
I can't remember what the word was.
Yeah.
But it was like an everyday word as being confused as someone's name.
You who? You me?
Yeah, in Rush Hour 3, there's a part, I'm you! And this other guy's name is me?
Yeah.
Who are you? You. No, not me, you.
Yes, I am you.
Just answer the damn questions. Who are you?
I have told you.
Are you deaf?
And it was like so funny. Rush Hour 3 is not the best Rush Hour, but it had some of the funniest stuff.
Well, their interactions were
Yeah.
really good.
Oh, yeah, exactly. But yeah, I mean, it's that ending, man. It was a hell of a thing.
It was a downer.
It was a downer, but like it wasn't like. I mean, I want more for BoJack, and I like watching him. Yeah, I want.
He's a compelling character.
He is, and it just like at a glance, this show doesn't seem like it could do that, but it really gave it to me here, and it gave it to me in 2 or 3 episodes ago when he went to see his dying friend. Yeah, it was a hell of a thing.
Well, I noticed in some of our comments before, people have compared BoJack and Mr. Peanut Butter, saying, "Well, Mr. Peanut Butter grows and he's not as annoying or something."
Yeah.
Saying that BoJack's the shitty guy. I'd go with Mr. Peanut Butter. When we were asking who would you rather hang out with, and it makes me think, well, if you actually are people that think that people can develop or change, then why wouldn't you want to see those people develop instead of just picking and choosing? But 'cause me, I'm a pessimistic guy, and I can admit it.
Yeah.
Like I'm pretty cynical, and so like I just see BoJack probably the guy that I would end up hanging out with. I cannot see myself hanging out with a guy like Mr. Peanut Butter. I think it'd be too up. It'd be like the guy that wants to get high, and I'm the guy that likes to get drunk. And I don't like getting high. Been high. I don't enjoy it. And And I don't know. I don't need that uplifting stuff in my life. That positive attitude.
I don't feel like it always makes you feel positive. It's just like it's an upper in general. But I don't feel like I know people who are drunk and they act like they're on an upper. You know what I mean?
That's true. They let loose a lot. It's like all of a sudden they have a lot of...
they're happier.
It's like Dutch courage. It's liquid courage.
Yes.
All of a sudden it just all comes out.
Yeah. For me, I'm just wondering, I guess going forward, that relationship between him and Diane.
Yeah. Obviously, he's still there, reaching out to her.
Well, there was one part where there's like the Akira moment. That was fucked up.
That was very fucked up.
And I just...
Kiss me! His fucking tongue sticking out.
Yeah, like the tentacles.
It reminded me of Akira, and it reminded me of It, and it reminded me of The Thing. John Carpenter's The Thing.
Yeah.
And it
was a hell of a thing.
Pretty rough.
And that's all I got. Guys, thank you so much for watching this reaction to BoJack. If you like us, you want to support us, you can. Just keep watching our stuff. Like this video. Go back and just like all the other ones, even if you didn't really like them. Just like them. Okay? And, leave a comment down below. Hit the notification. And like I said, once again, subscribe. It really helps.